Hi, so to start off, I will show that these are my note cards. I uploaded them on Canvas because I think that's what it said to do. And I have a very interesting setup right now. We have a jewelry box holding up my phone, and this is a timer because I would like to keep track of how far I am on my speech, and I think that that's okay to do. I really hope so, but okay. So I will begin that now. Also, I have been pretty sick today. I've been congested, so if my voice goes in and out, I'm apologizing in advance. Let me actually... Okay. Have you ever looked at a creature and wondered how it got that way? Well, I tend to do that every day in my own house. My name's Isabella Martinez, and today I will be talking about the history of English Bulldogs. So, you might be wondering why I'm qualified to speak on this subject, and it's because I do have one of these magnificent creatures in my house. Her name's Cleo. She's an English Bulldog. She's about to be 10 years old, which is actually extremely long for their lifespan. It's usually 8 to 10. And honestly, I've just always been interested in figuring out a lot about them, and that's why I thought I'd go into the history today. So, today I'll be telling you about the origin of them, how much personality they have, and what makes them such wonderful, loyal pets. So, English Bulldogs are a type of dog that don't look much like dogs. My dog often gets compared to the Predator. My father always compares her to different animals. He calls her a pig because that's kind of what she looks like. She spends most of the time in the house laying on the ground. But they have been around for a very long time. They went actually from hunting dogs, along with like a bunch of other dogs, started off like that, to household pets. And it's funny because drastically over time has their personality changed because, as I said, they usually tend to sleep and lay down a lot. And they used to be hunting dogs, but now they're household pets. So they're also very loyal, and they form lifelong bonds to their owners, which I found in an article written by Brennan. And they have a lot of their old aggression built up into their eating habits now, because usually the most interesting thing that I found about my bulldog is that if I try to pet her while she eats, she will snap at me. She's the sweetest thing ever, but she will literally try to bite my hand off if I try to pet her. So this old aggression actually comes from because bulldogs used to be used for a sport called bull baiting, and this has been outlawed for a very long time. And I found this in an article by Milan, but this was outlawed a long time ago. It was where they would tie up cattle, or a bull, it had to be a male cattle, and they would just have the dogs basically attack them until the bull could not stand anymore, or the dogs would be taken out. So bulldogs were actually breeded specifically for this, hence the name. So yeah, I'm glad that that was outlawed, and I'm glad that they've turned into what they are today. And bulldogs are actually said to date back to the 5th century, which makes a lot of sense considering the bull baiting, because they've just been around for a very long time. And also, they definitely, since they are, and as I was saying, they're not normal looking creatures, they're not breeded normally either. They would have gone extinct if it wasn't for a man named John D. Johnson, which I found this in an article by Andrews, where he basically put them, like, they have to be genetically breeded, or I think that's the correct wording for it. So they're not naturally born, like they have to be forced to be born because of basically their hips don't work properly. So if it wasn't for John D. Johnson, they would have completely gone extinct by now. But with that being said, bulldogs do have a crazy amount of personality. They went from being bull baiting dogs to just chill, lazy, nice little house pets. So they used to be considered super aggressive, but none of their personalities gotten taken away. They're just a lot more tired easily. They love spending time playing, but overall, they just get tired easily, and they have a lot of fun, but they are very good dogs with lots of personality. And though they are lazy, they are super protective and loyal to their owners. Also, they are very loving and caring. As long as you love them, they will return that love. I find that with lots of dogs, as long as you're very careful with the way that you treat them and you treat them nicely, that they'll love you back with all of their hearts. So, over time, these dogs have kept their history while also evolving with the times to become a house pet. And bulldogs really do have an interesting history, which have led to them being very loyal dogs with huge personalities. There are definitely some good dogs with some interesting history. The bull baiting, I think, was crazy to figure out because of how they just don't look like they normally do that. But so, just anytime you look at a bulldog, just think that they evolved from this very aggressive dog into a very wonderful house pet. So, thank you for your time today.